Okay, so welcome to the tech booth. I hope you have your thinking cap on because we're going to get into some pretty technical stuff, no pun intended. What we're going to start with is the soundboard and QLab, because that's pretty much what you're going to use the most up here, but other than the lighting board, which you'll use a lot as well. So let's start off by turning everything on, okay? So first we have our soundboard here, the PreSonus board. We have a handy little white controller here that will give some light there. And there is a switch on the back right hand side that you flip up, and that'll bring the board up. You'll see all of the lights come up. There you go. And I'll zoom in for you real quick. Alright. Next, we're going to spin around over here and we're going to plug in the speakers out in front. There's a plug here that goes into the top right. And that there's a 4-panel outlet there. That turns on the speakers. You can see them out there. Let me try to focus for you. That turns on the speakers out there, and I can't get this thing to get my autofocus, which is frustrating. But they're the big mains out there, and that's what that adjusts. So then we'll come back over here. Down below we have 4 amps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn on the top one, and these. When you're turning on everything, you have to do it in that order, okay? If you turn the, if you plug in the speakers first and then come back and do the board, you're gonna get a pop, all right? If you have the computer off and you turn everything on and then you turn the computer on, you're gonna get a pop. So the computer needs to be on, the board needs to be on, then you can turn the speakers on. Okay, this is our patch panel up here, which we can get into a little bit right now. Let me zoom in for you so you can see what we're looking at. Okay, so there's 3 panels that you're going to be more concerned with than others. All right, you have this top one, which is yours, or the second from the top. The top one is 1/4 inch, which is the 1/4 inch has your auxiliary outputs, and let me pull this here. It has your snakes, the amps, and the auxes, and the subs all go through there. This little piece of paper shows you what's on each one. Let me see if I can get this thing again to focus for you. I'm not having very much luck with that right now. My manual focus does not want to work for me, and it should be on autofocus, but anyways, this paper that's always sitting up here unless someone moves it, hopefully they haven't, tells you what's in each one. This panel here with the XLRs is for stage right, so that's stage right snake, which has right now all of the wireless mic packs. And that goes from channels 9 through 16, which is what's plugged in up here. Then there's the center snake. If I'm doing a Live Music is Better concert, I'm going to take the stage right snake XLRs, and I'm going to put them back in the center snake because that's typically what we use, and that's in the attic upstairs. Then there's the stage left snake that never gets used because a lot of the channels don't work. We have an extra patch panel here that's not being used right now, and then the bottom one are the inputs for the PreSonus board. So these just come down to here. So what happens is, like with output 9, that's going to the stage right snake that has the mics in it. This comes out of 9 here, comes into 9 down here on the input side of the PreSonus board. And then on the back of the patch panel is another XLR that goes from that bottom patch down to the PreSonus board in the back. Okay? Now, let's take a look at QLab, which I'll jump over to the computer and you'll have to go to a different video for that. Before I do that, let me explain that through FireWire, the computer talks to the board, okay? So all of your inputs and everything that you're getting from QLab come over to the board and then get fed through in various ways to the speakers. We have several different speakers that are used, and channels 1 through 8 are being fed right now by the board. 9 through 16, we're doing White Christmas right now. So all of these channels are being used for the mics because all mics get used at some point. Sub here, the blue ones, sub 1 and 2 are the back speakers, which are channels 5 and 6 on there. We'll get into that in a second. Sub 4 are the monitors on stage, and sub 3 is an effects speaker if we ever have to use that, which in this show we don't, so this one remains pretty much open. Channels 1 and 2 over here are the speakers on stage. Channel 1 is the stage right main, and channel 2 is the stage left main and sub. The subs are daisy chained off of the main speakers, and so whenever the main gets any signal, it feeds it out to the sub as well, and that's how we regulate it. And there's a low on the there's a volume master on the sub that controls the low level and how loud that is. Alright, so let's jump over to QLab and we'll take a look at that, and we'll also get a better view of this board and take a look at that to understand that better.